Your biblical success coach. I help faith-based entrepreneurs get unstuck and achieve quantum leaps in their lives biblically. Today, we're going to be talking about something that if you struggle with time management at all, this message is for you. And I wonder if you do struggle with time management at all, put a one in the chat. Because if you do, then I want to talk about how we can solve this. But as you're coming in, be sure to put a one in the chat if you struggle with time management that I do. Welcome to this daily wisdom portion. And if you're watching this on replay, I'd love to know where you're from as well too. Like this, share this, subscribe to this, and we're going to be able to have some fun here together. All right. We put these and all of our other stuff on YouTube, so you can take a look at this and all of the replays. But great to see you guys. What's going on, Sister Annette, Sonia? Hello, good morning. Great to see everybody here. Awesome. All right. So time management. Narita, Houston, what's going on? Jim Rohn calls it the best kept secret of the rich. Time management, right? Thank you so much for that. And the reality is this is as we all struggle with that, don't we? In your businesses, in your lives, and everything like that. And at first, I remember when I would go into this, I'm sure we all say the same thing, which is we're so busy. We're so busy. I can't do anything else, right? How can, if I'm already this busy with my family, this busy with my church, this busy with my business, how can I even have any other time to do more, right? That's the thought. And I remember when I used to give into that excuse because it's true. Like it's absolutely true. Like we are all busy. Like tell me somebody that's not busy. It's super rare these days. We got a lot of obligations. We got a lot of things going on. So the issue is not getting more time, because if you can crack the code to getting more time in a day, like if you found a way to get an extra hour in your day, please tell me. Like you're going to be a multi bajillionaire. But the reality is God's given us all only 24 hours in a day. So we cannot manage time. We have to figure out some other ways around it. And here's one of the best tips that I've ever received on time management. As we're going through our quantum leaps, we're challenging everybody this year to be able to have astounding results. So how do you master time management? Well, number one, it starts with knowing what you want. Knowing what you want. You see, the reality is this is if you don't know where you're going, your time is always going to go to other people who have better ideas for use of your time. Very practical point. Have you ever just been hanging around the house, minding your own business, and all of a sudden, your family starts dragging you here, your friend starts dragging you there, they start asking you to take out the trash, to wash the dishes, to drive them somewhere. Have you ever been available and then all of a sudden not available because people are asking you to do something for them? Right? And so many times we get dragged into things, and we spend time into things that are just busy, but they're not productive. And it's not their fault. The reality is the fault is on us, because we're showing them that we don't have anything else to do. So we got to, number one, know what you want. You must be deeply intentional about your goal, because if not, there's a saying that if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. So if you feel in your life that you're constantly getting dragged into other people's things, then the number one problem is you haven't decided what you want. Everyone wants your time. These days, attention is currency. Have you noticed that? You go on Facebook, you got ads all the time. You get how many robocallers you get every single day. People are all trying to get your time, not just your family, not just your friends, but everywhere. The news is getting your time. Social media is getting your time. Like ads are getting your time. Everything is getting your time. So if you find that you struggle with distractions, sister, brother, the issue is that you don't know what you want. Put that as number one. It seems like Instagram, it's like not working well. So I'm just going to turn off Instagram over here, and we'll just be on Facebook over here. Okay. So number one, know what you want. You must be deeply intentional. All right. When you're intentional, that income goal that you want, that business goal that you want, that health goal that you want, whatever it is that you want, how do you then manage time around that? Bob Proctor, legendary mindset coach, says this: you cannot manage time. You can only manage priorities. You cannot manage time. You can only manage priorities. What does that mean? You can't manage time. Try to manage time, Stacy. Try to manage time, Carol. If you manage time, you're God. We can't do it. Time is. It was, it is to come. It just happens. You cannot manage it at all. But what you can do is manage the actions and the priorities within the time that happens. So what do you have to do? Every day. Here's the best tip. You must, in relation to your number one goal, you must set down your major activities that are leading you towards that result that you want. You must discipline your time. You must discipline your actions. You must discipline yourself. So, very simply, God actually gives a really cool time management tip. If you read through Genesis 1, it's very fascinating. Did you know God said day started the night? In fact, the Hebrew day, it actually starts in the nighttime. Did you know that? So it starts in the evening and then it goes into the daytime. So it's interesting because there's a process. And here's a pattern, which is that you should, the day before, you should determine the night of, you should determine the next day, what are your top priorities? List 3. If you want to make more money in your business, what are the 3 things that you must do? The 3 priorities that you must put up front. The 3 things you have to do before anything else that will drive and move the needle forward. And as you sit down there, like, all right, tomorrow, let's say you have a sales goal to hit. I need to talk to these prospects and I need to schedule the time and I need to get on a phone call with them and I need to figure that out. Let's say you need to market yourself and promote yourself. Well, I need to set down time to put together a marketing social media post so I can do XYZ, right? Whatever your goals are, you must put a couple of the most important tasks that you do, and you do them immediately. Does this make sense? Put it 2 in the chat if this makes sense so far. We're talking about to solve time management issues. You need a goal. Number 2, you need to set priorities for yourself. You have to boss yourself around. If you don't boss yourself around, someone else will boss you around. Have you noticed that? If you don't boss yourself around, your boss will boss you around. Your kids will boss you around. Your negative self-beliefs will boss you around. Your excuses will boss you around. Like, it's the reality of things. You have to boss yourself around by what? Know what you want. Then from there, set down what you need to do. Don't care about what anyone else does. And then number 3, only do those things until they are done. That's it. Well, James, 3 things a day can keep the doctor away? Is that a saying? I don't know. Right. 3 things a day can really drive the needle forward? Yes. You know, most of us, myself included, I'm preaching to the choir, most of us struggle with this because we set a goal, we set an intention, we start going there, and then someone drags your attention. You get a phone call, maybe it's a well-meaning phone call, right? Your friend tells you something, your family tells you something, your partner tells you something, and they all want something urgent, but you must be your own best boss and say, I will do this, but I got some priorities right now. Exactly, Carol. And if you do this, you know what you start to realize? It doesn't take that long. But you'll be highly focused. You'll be highly clear. And results follow intention. Power follows intention. Focus gets you clear on all of this. That's so important. And I bet that you struggle with this because I do. And I'll tell you. All right. I just preach to the choir on these daily wisdoms here, but I hope this is helpful. I'm the type of person, honest confession, I love thinking new thoughts. I love daydreaming. I love visioneering. I like starting things but not finishing. Some of you are the opposite end. Some of you love executing. Some of you love finishing. All right. My wife is a to-do person. She loves putting together boxes just to check them off. Can you not hear me? Test, test. Let me know if you can hear me or not. If you can, let me know. But I'm the type of person that I need to make sure that I get really good at executing. And some of us here, awesome. Some of us here, think to yourself, I'm curious. Are you the type that likes to start things? Or are you the type that likes to finish things? Put a 1 if you like to start things. Put a 2 if you like finishing. I believe there's like 2 general people, right? Starters and finishers. I'm a starter. I'm a sucky finisher, to be honest. Some of you are really good finishers. You don't like starting things. And God tends to marry people that are kind of the opposite. Or maybe you have different partners or friends like that, okay? But if you struggle like I do with starting things, this is what I needed for myself. Because I get lost in the start. I get lost in all the ideas. I get lost in all the visioneering. I get lost in all that. And I get so confused and so overwhelmed. And I get so like lost that I start here and I start there and I have a foundation or a foundation there, but nothing is ever built. Awesome. So most of you are like me. So awesome. And I had to have a conversation with my wife and have a conversation with the finisher. You might need an accountability partner. And what happened was I was getting so lost in all the good ideas that I was starting to do a lot of good things badly. And when I had a conversation with my finisher, my wife, she said, James, just do these things. Just 3 things well. And you know what started to happen? It's like the fog lifted from my eyes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. All right, I got a lot of ideas. And you know what I'm doing now? All the good ideas, keep on ideating, but put them to the side. Put them for future projects. It's kind of like I have to trick myself to be like, all right, well, I'll do those later. I want to get to those, but I got to finish this now. So, question for you today. What must be done today before you get on to the tomorrow? What are the 3 things that need to be done today? Do you have them in mind? Because if you do those now. Do those today. And put off everything else. If someone wants a call with you, be like, let me talk later. If someone wants a phone call with you, let me talk later. If you have another good idea, let me do that later. Until you get your things done that need to get done. If you start to do this, you're going to start to realize you're going to have a lot more time in the day. You're going to have a lot more productivity in the day. The best kept secret of the rich, time management. And it really is priority management. Set your goal. Put down 3 things that you need to do to move towards that goal today. And just do those 3 things. And if you don't do those 3 things, do it the next day. Hope this helps. Hope this was practical. If it was, share this, like this, subscribe to our YouTube if you want to take a look at these replays. Daily Wisdom, we do these Monday through Friday. My commitment is to help you to achieve quantum leaps this year. Stick with us and you will be able to do that. All right, guys. On that, hope this helped. Have an awesome day. God bless and have a great